today. Today is the day that I get vaccinated. Well, the first dose. But yeah, welcome back to day 131. I ate so much soup today, but I'm still hungry. Maybe I was hungry for something different. Because all I did eat was like a bunch of soup. Listen, if someone makes soup and there's a thing of soup, what are you gonna eat? The fresh soup. Just saying. Listen, there's just a big thing of soup on the stove. You gotta eat it. It's a fact. You have to eat it. Yeah, and I know this was freaking 9 months ago. Yeah, 9 months ago. But with the reopening of things, they reopened a lot of things, and like LA is completely open again. Texas is open again. Around here, I don't think it's quite open yet, but like schools are back. And in-house dining has been back for a while. Like schools, you could go or you could not. It's all up to like if you want to do it, which of course that is the worst. That makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because and maybe I talked about it before, but it makes me so mad because the idea that you have an option isn't true. So like if you don't have the money and the job security to stop going to work, you have to go to work. You have a kid that's 8, I don't know, a child. You have a child. You can't just go to work and have them stay home and do schoolwork. So if you have a kid, you have to give them to school. So it's like, it's not a choice if you have to do it to survive. Now, if America was giving food, money, job security, all that to people, and they still chose, okay, that's on them. But the way that it is right now, no. Yeah, my aunt, my family, my kid, the kid, my cousin, he's 17. My aunt could take off work, and luckily, so yeah, they were fine. She could take off work, he could do online schooling and not need that much help, even if she did want to go to work. But other people aren't that lucky. They either have to go to school because their parents have to go to work, or like different things. Like there isn't the option. Like, let's say my aunt couldn't take off work. Okay, well then my cousin is old enough that he could handle staying home for a few, like that chunk of time, and doing schoolwork. But yeah, with like other people, it's like that's not a choice. It's like there was one thing in my school where it's like, oh, you have the choice not to go to school this day. You can do something else. But your parents would have to be there, or you would need your parents of course, all the people that, like, no, my parents can't just take off a day of work. They don't have that luxury. They either don't have the money for it to take off a day of work. Because think about it, if you work, I'm not going to do 7, whatever, but even, you know, not living wage here, let's say $10, not living wage. If you get $10 for working, 8 hours, that's a lot of money that you just are not getting. So it's just like to drop, be like, yeah, okay, I can just take off and just not do this day of work. I'm taking off, even if that is like a sick day or if that is a vacation day. Some people don't have that luxury. People don't take sick days and they don't take vacation days because they physically can't not have that money. So the idea that like your kid can stay home if you are available, if you can. I know people that went to school that had to stay home because their like sibling didn't go to school and the parent couldn't stop working, so the person's like, well, I just stayed home to take care of them because I'm older and they're younger. I took the day off. Obviously not telling the school that because I would get in trouble. And it's like, yeah, I've been thinking of getting wireless headphones for a while now, and I've been seeing like Raycons around, but recently the game rooms are like, no, the reason why we advertise Raycons is because I actually like them. Those are the ones I use, kind of situation. Like, they're cool, I like them. So I might save up for them, maybe buy them, because I've been thinking about headphones. But then at the same time, I'm like, what if I want to replace these guys? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I was watching the Game Grumps with the whole Bowser thing. It was in the Mario Maker's, like, Rubber Ross World. That's not the name of it, but whatever. And, what happened was, I was watching it. Let me start over. I was watching Rubber Ross World be at the Game Grumps. Yeah, sure, close enough. I was watching the Game Grumps, Rubber Ross World, Mario Maker, and they started talking, and because of this, I hated that episode, because they were talking about, a certain a fetish. They were talking about pee fetishes, and I hated it, because I know exactly from here, and from here, exactly what was going on. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. So they were like continuously talking about it, and like, yeah, would you like something, like joke about it? Like if I tried it and I really didn't like it, you know, would it still be cool? And I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. Like I get it if someone close to me was like asking me, hey, no judges, and I'm like, yeah, okay, no judges. I don't know if I would care or not. But what got to me was just like, this is a show that you're making. Like, this isn't private conversation. This is on Game Grumps on the internet. You know? I want to go to bed. I got up early today, so I can get up even earlier tomorrow to get my, her, yeah, well, technically, technically today is today, but I usually sleep in the middle of the day, because that's just how my body likes to do it. I ain't gonna blame it, however, don't love it. Anyways, what happened was, I want to go to bed so I can wake up early today. Like, today is today, but still, after I sleep, I want to get up earlier than I normally do, like quite a lot, like 4 hours earlier today, and I'm just like, don't want to do it. Last night, wait. Girl, I can't believe I didn't even talk about this yet. It was on my mind all this morning. I watched this movie. It was big on the internet, talking about it. The Gay Deceivers. 1969. Two dudes don't want to get drafted into the military, so they pretend to be gay because gay people weren't allowed in the military, but they didn't want to actively say they were gay, or else it would be on record. You had to sign a form saying you are gay, and they didn't want to do that because that would be on record, and that means you couldn't do certain things because they thought gay people equal pedophile, blah, 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 blah. That happened 10 years ago as well. But anyways, the whole point of the movie, actually way better than the score, or better than the scoring. I would give it, I would watch it again. Like, it's not like, oh my god, this movie, but like, yeah, okay, I'd watch it again. So definitely does not deserve the 36% on Rotten Tomato, definitely, or IMDb or whatever, definitely deserves higher. But the whole time there's their neighbor, in this one scene, or not neighbor, well, neighbor and landlord. In the one scene, he's making breakfast, he's making an omelet, and he uses what I swear is a slap chop. So now I'm looking up the history of slap chops. I got my siblings in on it, and we look it up. Apparently, they had for 50 years, 40 years, if I'm doing my math correctly, they had an automated like crank system to chunk vegetables. Like they already had this, but the active slab, the regular like slab chop, like actually the like thing that you put the vegetables in, and then you just hit the top and it cuts it up. And again, 69 this year, 1969. So I'm just like, what? Like what year was this modern day like slab chop that we call it? Apparently, I think it's called a hand chop. I think that's what they called it previously. Like the crank thing, I think it was a vegetable chopper or something. But this like hand chop, I think it was like called a chop-o-matic. It was called, there's chop-o-matic, something else, and then like eventually turned into like what we know the slab chop. So it's like these aren't even new designs. Like, do people just forget about it and then they come back? But apparently it was made like in the 50s. I can't remember, maybe the 50s. So then 69, slab-o-matic, and then freaking the slab chop. Like, what? So it was very funny to learn, because that's all I could pay attention to in this scene. Because I'm just like, they have a slab chop. And for me, like the electric razor, I guess I kind of knew that they had that. I mean, if you're like the 70s, I'm like, yeah, but 60s? I don't know why. 69. Like it's 69. Anyways, but then the slab chop just sent me. Because like, the idea that there's a slab chop in this movie was so funny. And it was actually, for me, people are like, oh, there's too many, like, the women are always nude. I'm like, yeah, but you see the other guys, but like twice in the movie, he's mostly always nude too. I don't think that for me isn't a valid complaint. But saying men equal pedophiles, yeah, that shouldn't have been. But I wouldn't have been surprised if a movie again from 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago had that. Again, like I remember on the news when it became legal for gay men to be in Boy Scout leaders. That was a big thing. My mom was actively against it. Like super against it. Like super. That's why I was always super scared of becoming a gay man. Because I was like, but I don't want this. And I got so scared of becoming what they think is a gay man equaling a pedophile. I was so scared of it when I realized that's not at all the same thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if that same sentiment was in a movie 10 years ago. But I think the movie was actually pretty good. I kind of enjoyed it. Apparently the good representation with the one, like the landlord and stuff. Apparently he was an openly gay actor and stuff, or like person, entertainer. So I think that's why his lines were so good, is because apparently he either completely wrote them or like put in his own stuff. So I think that's why he was such a good thing versus like the other people. But yeah, with it being like, I don't know, people are like, oh my god, they said like the F slur like in this review, and I'm like, yeah, it was 69. Like, people do the same thing 10 years ago. But